But that Christmas morning, boys were nowhere on the agenda. Chicas to the front, I sang, attempting a clumsy salsa as I crimped my fringe with my Babyliss 4x4 styler, the smell of turkey wafting up the stairs and mingling with my cloud of synthetic vanilla. I shook it to the right like they did in the video. I slammed it to the left and partially into a chest of drawers. I was having a good time. The previous evening, I'd assumed my usual position, lying flat on my belly on the living room carpet, nose towards the telly. It was from this vantage point, in May of the same year, that I witnessed the most historic landslide result of my generation, Katrina and the Waves winning Eurovision. I taped it off the telly on VHS and rewatched it every day for a fortnight. It was lying on the carpet one morning in August that I flipped aghast through 5 channels announcing the same identical, horrible news over and over. Princess Diana was dead, 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 still dead, dead again, and all the cartoons had been cancelled. And it was there again, on Christmas Eve, that I watched Ginger, Scary, Sporty, Baby and Posh perform the second of their 3 consecutive Christmas #1s. From Too Much, I learned lessons that I would apply first to blue raspberry slush puppies, then to metallic cream eyeshadow, and finally to relationships. I learned that too much of something is bad enough, but too much of nothing is just as tough. And, more obliquely, that I needed to know the way to feel to keep me satisfied. I still do, let's be honest. It immediately became my second favourite Spice Girls song. What's my favourite Spice Girls song? I'm so glad you asked. It's The Lady is a Vamp. I know. In Spice Girls terms, this is like telling people your favourite Bowie track is The Laughing Gnome. But I won't apologise because The Lady is a Vamp is fabulous. Its camp, ritzy, soft jazz shtick couldn't have appealed more directly and urgently to my preteen self if it had a free snap bracelet attached. The song features a roll call of pop culture icons. Elvis, Ziggy, Marley, Twiggy, Jackie O, Diana Ross, even a cryptic nod to John Coltrane. It was a sheet of ready-made crib notes for kids at the arse end of the millennium, gagging for their own pop heroes, but also for a handle on everything that had gone before. I would sing along to The Lady is a Vamp, standing on the living room ottoman in an imaginary gold lame sheath dress, a chorus of imaginary dancing boys swirling around me. In my head, I was part An Audience with Shirley Bassey, part Marilyn doing Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. Except I hadn't seen Marilyn's version, or even Madonna's Material Girl homage. I only knew the routine because somebody had parodied it on short-lived CBBC sitcom No Sweat. That's how it was, being a kid of the 90s. Everything felt like a hand-me-down. Until the Spice Girls. Their stratospheric rise to fame might have earned comparisons to 60s and 70s pop hysteria, but they were no retro reboot. And their attitude wasn't about chewing over the past, either. It was brand spanking new. It didn't dwell on the things we weren't. It was a soundtrack for all the things we could be. I grew up in an era of contradictions. It was the golden age of lads mags, ladettes and professional socialites. A time that winkingly called itself post-feminist while it pinched the metaphorical arse of the progress that went before it. Many of us were raised by women who had fought for the rights we took for granted. Women who remembered a time when abortion was illegal, but sexual harassment and discrimination were not. Women who needed the signature of a husband or father to buy a home or open a bank account. Women who probably weren't sure how to feel about tweeny bopper daughters who wanted to wear a PVC miniskirt to Tesco. Indie, grunge and Riot Girl fans saw mainstream pop music as the plague, while the old guard of feminists heaped scorn on what they saw as a watered-down, capitalist appropriation of women's lib. But of course, you don't know any of this stuff when you're 8. You just know what you love. And anyway, the Spice Girls weren't for our mothers, or for Germaine Greer. They were all ours. The year 1996, according to the first line of its Wikipedia page, is notable for the Dunblane Massacre, the divorces of the Duke and Duchess of York and of the Prince and Princess of Wales, the birth of Dolly the sheep, and the breakthrough of the Spice Girls. There is a bracketed note after the Spice Girls' name that reads, "Importance?" I reject that note. If you want to know how important the breakthrough of the Spice Girls was, ask all the girls who broke through with them. Because while the Fab Five dominated the headlines and tabloid front pages, another story was beginning behind the curtains of preteen bedrooms across the country. One that continued long after our Polaroid Spice cams had broken and the dolls had been sent to the charity shop. Now we're fully grown Spice women in our own right, grappling with adult dilemmas and batting back every curveball the modern world throws our way, the time feels right to reevaluate their legacy. It's time to ask a few questions. Questions such as, why does nobody make up dance routines anymore?